Welcome to the Herb Lyceum at Gilson's. We're here in our greenhouse on this actually chilly end of April day. It's probably in the 30s outside, but everyone's, I don't know why I have a long shirt on, it's really quite warm in here. The joy of having a greenhouse. Well, the chore for today, our assignment is to understand what you can do in small spaces, especially if you're in the city or if you're in an apartment or you don't have land at all, or land that may be contaminated, as it is many times in cities. Container gardening is a great resource and a way to go. So our challenge this morning is to put together some herbs that our chef will use, and I happen to know which ones he likes. So in order to do that, we've picked a container, fairly large container. We've made it out of clay. Clay is better, and unglazed clay, because it breathes. It allows moisture to come in, moisture to go out, and it has holes in the bottom. In the bottom, we just cover the holes with a little bit of rock so that they won't go through, and then we'll line the bottom with some soil. This is not soil, this is soil you can buy in, and you want to get soil from a reputable garden center. This way it won't have weed seed and other disease potentials. So we just line that with some soil, and we're going to put our herb plants in here. Now, assuming that the sun is coming from the front, we want to put our lower plants in the front, those that will grow higher in the back. So wherever you get your plants, whether it be a garden center or a farmer's market, make sure that it's labeled, or that the salesperson tells you the potential height and growth of the plants. So where we're going to start, we'll start in the front, and what we're going to do also is to come up with plants that are the hardiest. So you want to put, if you're going to put them outside, you want to start with your hardiest plants. This happens to be a thyme plant. It's called silverleaf thyme, and it's the Latin name is Thymus vulgaris, which means it is one of the culinary thymes. I like to mix the thymes up so that this has that the variegated foliage, meaning two or more colors. So this has white and green to it. And then balanced on the other side, another hardy thyme, but I also know that this is one of the chef's favorite. This is a lemon thyme. So again, both of these thymes aren't upright, they're undulating thymes, so that makes a nice cascade of plant material on the sides. And next, now that it's after the risk of frost, but still a little bit chilly, we can put the hardy sweet marjoram in. And a lot of plant growers now are using these pots that you don't have to, you can plant right in, so we don't have to take and damage the roots. This is called a core pot, C-O-I-R, and it's actually made from parts of the coconut, recycled coconut shells. So we'll plant this directly right into the soil. We don't need to take it out of its container. And these will undulate over, the thymes will undulate. The hardy sweet marjoram will get about this tall, if we can keep the chef from cutting it back all the time. Next is the tarragon. There are two types of tarragon. There's French tarragon and Russian tarragon. Make sure it's the French tarragon. The Russian tarragon looks, it has more leaves, it's more vibrant, but it has no taste. Make sure you get the French tarragon. We're going to put this in the back because it's going to get quite tall. And the tarragon's quite hardy, so that will do very well. You can have all these things can go out this time of the year, especially if you're in the Boston area. If you're out here in the northwest suburbs, you can still plant this outside, but you'll just have to cover it if there's a risk of frost. And lastly, and most importantly, are the basils. Again, we have the core pot, so we don't have to take it out of the pot. So I'm going to put one right there, and I'm going to put another one right over here. Now these will get quite tall, so everything in the back will get about this tall. Then the marjoram will be down here, and the thymes undulating. So with the sun coming in, we have a beautiful, attractive herb garden. It's relatively small. And the next thing is always when you're going to crop and put it on your plate, if you pinch from the top, that helps bush your plants out. And then remember that we want to create a lot of good airflow around our plant. We don't want it all massive plants, because then you'll have some disease problems. So every so often, go inside your plant, pluck the leaves off from the inside. That keeps airflow going. That will keep your garden very healthy. Now you've got your complete herb garden, and there's several benefits of having an herb garden like this. It's portable. So when the temperature gets cold, you can just bring it right in where it's nice and safe. And the other benefit is, if you're out on your deck and you're grilling, then you can take your herb garden, put it right next to the grill, cut away, and then when you're all done cooking, bring it back to a different part of your deck or in your house. Again, you have your portable herb garden. And when it comes to watering, you don't want to overwater the herbs. You want to make sure that you water the entire thing right down to the bottom, not just keep watering the top. The thing that we find is most successful, especially where it's portable. I put this right in the sink in the evening, soak it right down, let it drain during the night. When I get up in the morning, I take my herb garden that's thoroughly watered and I bring it out to my deck. So that completes our portable culinary herb garden. And just make sure you keep it in full sun, and you're all set to have a great spring and summer and fall of bountiful herbs. And I think we're all set now to bring it to the chef.